Welcome to next video in C language. Now in this video we are going to learn data types. So before going to the program, I want to clear you something like what is data type. So generally we know there is a type of data like we have numbers and alphabets. So we have two types of data types generally. So in numbers again we have integers and decimals. In alphabets we have A, B, C, D, so on, and we have names. So etc. of the things are comes under alphabets. So if I want to declare a variable, suppose we have generally takes the variables like A is of value, let it be 2, and a semicolon. I'm ending the line. So if I declare this variable, this is invalid because here we need to mention what is this data, which type of data we are declaring here. So for this purpose the C program provides inbuiltly for integers we need to use int, and for decimals we need to use, and some other data types also there based on requirement. I will explain you later. And for characters we need to use char. Characters means alphabets. This A is 2 is belong to which category? Numbers category. And what type? This integers types. So we need to use in front of this is int. So if you run this is going to valid. So I will show you how to print this. So generally this is a print statement. For printing you need a format specifiers. So directly if I place A here, this won't get printed as 2. In order to print the value of A, we need a format specifiers. So I will show you what is format specifiers here. For integer types we need percentage %d, and for this decimal and float type we need percentage %f, and for characters we need percentage %c. So this is a format specifiers you need to use to print the value of the variable. So I will show you syntax how it to be printing. See here I am printing the value of A. So here I am using percentage %d, and after the highlighters I am using comma and the and variable A. If I run the program, see here at output side it is printing value 2. So what is the value of A is 2 is printed here. Suppose if I am changing the value like I am replacing with 5, then if I run the program you can see there it is printing 5. So this is int data type. This data type is not used for decimal purpose. So if I want to print 5.5, if I run the program, so you can see it only printing 5 only. Suppose I change here like 5.6, then you can see it's printing only 5. So this data is not of integer type, it is a type of decimal. So here we need to use data type float data type. So in front of this I am placing float here. So if I run the program, and also you need to change this format specifier, like I am placing here with the percentage %f. Then if I run the program, you can see there is printing 5.6 of so and of zeros. So this is to print the decimal data type. So in order to remove this type of zeros, here after percentage, how many number of decimals you want to print, you need to mention here. Like if I want to print only 5.60, then at point after I want to print two decimals, so I am using only 0.2f. Then if I run the program, you can see here 5.60 the data is printing. So I think you have get an idea of how to print the decimal values, how to access the decimals. Now for alphabet purpose, we have slight difference, so I will show you what is the difference. So here I am removing this, and let let this variable a is equal to something of alphabet x. Then again you need to change here, this is a of data alphabet, so it's characters, so you need to use char, and here you need to change the format like percentage %c. See here the declaration is done as previous data types, but there is a slight difference of declaration. So you can see if I run the program of same type, same like, then at output side the compiler throw an error. So there is an error. Why this error is occurring? So here you need to use this type of highlights, because this is a alphabets or characters. So if you use this, the compiler won't throw an error. So for characters data types, you need to use this thing. So if you run the program, this won't throw an error. This printing access successfully. So if I changing, like if I entering here y, then if I run the program, you can see there this is y. So now let us make a small experiment and I am ending. So here I am removing whole thing. Here just I am entering percentage d to print int, and percentage f to print this b, and percentage c to print this c character. So to print here, after comma we need to place these variables here. So a comma b comma c. So if you run the program, see you can see the output like this percentage d of with a is 1 printed here, and this b 2.3 and zeros, and this is x. So here I need only, after point I need only two decimals, so I am using only 0.2. And if I run the program, you can see if I need to print these three things in three different lines, so the printing in different lines are explained in my previous video very briefly, you can check out there. So here I'm using a \n, and in front of this I'm using a \n, and then if I run the program, you can see that these three things are different. So these three things are printing in three different lines. So I think you have get an clear idea on the data types. See here This is a very basic data types. This int, float, and char are primary or basic data types. Some other data types are also there that are clear in upcoming videos. Now we are assign the values to the variables in this coding section. In my next video, I am going to explain how to assign the values to the variables at output side.